You telling me there's not a WrestleMania 5 years from now that in the middle of WrestleMania you hear bong, and he comes out and choke slams everybody and rolls out.
The Undertaker is the latest headliner of WWE Hall of Fame. So let's jump right into it. So two questions. We'll start with Vince this time. Who should induct him? And should this be his final hoorah? It seemed like when he went against AJ Styles in the graveyard match, he rode into the sunset. It seemed like that was the end of The Undertaker. Do we see the end of The Undertaker as far as career-wise in the ring with this Hall of Fame induction?
You know what, Chris? I would like to see something different here. I would like to see a bunch of people induct him. He had many, 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 many close friends. I would like to see one by one people go up there and say a little something and be part of that induction. Including Bruce. Bruce and Taker go back to, day one. I would love to see a bunch of guys. The Godwins were really tight with Taker. You know what I'm saying? JBL, Stone Cold Steve Austin. We can go on and on and on. As far as should this be the last hurrah, Chris, I think Paige would agree with me. Bro, that's up to him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the last hurrah is going to be when he wants it to be the last hurrah. And, if there's a special occasion, he still thinks he's got a little something in the tank. I mean, I think that call is totally, totally up to him.
Paige?
I completely agree with Vince on all things. I love the idea, and you've never seen that before.
Yeah,
that would be really good booking because they all could have. He's going to be the headliner of the headliners, So you take your time with that guy. He gets all the accolades he deserves. I believe as far as a match, and he should ride off into the sunset, that's The Undertaker, man. He ain't, just like Vince said, when he thinks that he's done, he's done. It took me till I was almost 64 to fly off into the sunset, and with that match at AEW. So,
wait a minute. Hold on. I'm jumping in here. You ain't done, bro. Who are you? What sunset? What sunset are you riding into, bro? You ain't going nowhere, bro.
That's sunset.
What are you, nuts, bro? You're just starting, bro.
I'll tell you, when I was on a flight with Hogan, and it's like middle of '97 or maybe it's '98. I can't remember exactly. And we were talking, and he said, I said, I'm gonna. By the time I'm 44, I'm done. And he just burst out laughing. I go, no, really. By the time I'm 44, I'm done. He goes, are you crazy? You're going to be working well into your 50s and 60s. I go, you're out of your mind. There's no way. So never say never.
Yeah.
I think somebody, especially someone like Taker, come on, you telling me there's not a WrestleMania 5 years from now that in the middle of WrestleMania you hear bong, and he comes out and choke slams everybody and rolls out.
Yep.
Gets a huge payoff.
Yep.
So I don't think it's Goldberg was inducted how many years ago?
Yeah.
And he just worked last month. So there's never any off time. The guys who I don't think you'll ever see come back for more than a stunner is guys like Steve, because Steve is, he's done everything, but he's got the neck thing. If he didn't have the neck thing, my boy would be back time and time and time again. If he, but his overall health is the biggest thing. and he can go out there and crack some stunners and look good doing it. But you know, as of moving forward, I don't see him doing anything besides that. You know, but Take, you know, he doesn't have that. Once you got that neck thing, that's, you know, delicate. You know, so you got to be smart. You know.
Yeah. Paige, what do you think about a possible match between him and Owens that's being teased? Austin and Owens for this year at Mania.
No, not a chance. Now, hey, I could be wrong, but I don't see it. I don't see it. You know. Yeah.
I agree with Vince. I suggested on one of our shows that it should be just the Undertaker who's inducted into the Hall of Fame. And nobody else this year. Yeah, nobody else. I would say nobody else.
But do just what Vince said.
Yeah, that's what I talked about. That's why
everybody go up there and do it. That would make sense.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Yeah, just the Undertaker, and I suggested have people from different eras and different segments do speeches for him. So the first era would be like Ted DiBiase, who introduced him. Brother Love, who was one of his first managers, you know what I mean? Jake Roberts, you know, one of his first WrestleMania opponents, you know what I mean? So I would have that be like the first three, and then the other three, you know, the last three, maybe a Cena, Reigns, AJ Styles, you know what I mean, toward the latter part of his career. You know, you throw Michaels in there, Triple H. You had 3 Mania matches against Triple H. I think you can segment that off and make the whole thing about The Undertaker in that way. I think that would be a lot better than the 4-hour plus long Hall of Fames. I was actually at the Hall of Fame. I did media on the floor when you were inducted, Paige. I was there. And so it was interesting. It was fun. I always enjoy the Hall of Fame, watching the Hall of Fame. But from what I heard from sources, Goldberg was actually very upset because the Hall of Fame went so long and people started to leave because it was so long. By the time he started speaking, there was so much of the crowd that was already gone and actually made him upset. I actually interviewed Goldberg a little bit after that. He was expressing that too. So,
yeah, I think I love that idea, you know, because again, the guy, you know, he's got so many accolades, and there's and I love just how you even broke that up in the timeline. There's not many guys you could. There's no one you could do that with besides him. You know, because he was there from the get go, and you know, I think that would be really interesting as hell. And I think everybody would stick around for that.
I agree 100%. Everybody would stick around for that because it's just sacred. So I agree.
And, you know, it's kind of like a reverse roast. You don't go out there and roast that cat. You go out and you put him over.
Yep.
You know? So, that's what I see.